All right, the meet is done and back to training. I didn't end up doing the first scheduled day of training, mostly because I didn't get the training until Tuesday, the programming that is. But plus taking Monday off was kind of nice since I had the meet on Sunday. I definitely could have used that day of rest. I'm assuming if I actually competed Saturday, then Monday would have been fine. I'm including a couple different angles here for bench, and I'm going to show a couple of bench sets this particular feedback week, only because I have a feeling that there's a lot of room for improvement in terms of where my wrists and elbows line up. I've been trying to kind of tuck my elbows a little bit more and keep them more tucked if I can. Feels a little bit awkward. I'm also kind of worried that the bar is too far back in my palms, but when I put it more right over my wrist, it feels really awkward. It feels like it's almost going to fall out. So I just want to kind of continue to play with this going forward. The first part of the week had some Spoto pressing, which was interesting because I haven't done this in so long. Definitely pretty tough. Squats felt pretty slow, but to be honest, I didn't realize I was doing sets with 413, and the fact that I did lots of sets of 5 here, I actually felt and moved pretty good. Again, considering that I was still pretty beat up from the meet before. One of the things that I noticed all week, however, was that rib lat issue was flaring up just a little bit. I'm sure it just took a beating over the course of the weekend, and it'll probably go right back to feeling fine. I don't know why I included this particular angle here, maybe just to take a look at my grip. When I first started in warm-ups, I had played around a little bit with going just slightly wider, so having the rings either on my ring finger or middle finger. I thought that this might allow me to get the bar a little bit lower on my back, but I didn't really feel tight there. I didn't really feel too comfortable, and to be honest, how I have my pinky fingers on the rings in most cases, it actually doesn't aggravate my shoulders or my elbows whatsoever. Here's some more sets of bench. Again, really trying to make sure that I keep my elbows more tucked. It felt a lot better on this day than it did the day previous. Moving on to deadlifts, this was the first time that we had a couple of sets where we ramp up the actual loads each time. So we did, I think, 190, then 205, then 220, then dropped it back down to another set of 190, which I didn't show the last set. I'd use the deadlift bar for this, for the sole fact that I have one, and I think I've used it maybe twice since owning it for several months. I actually didn't really enjoy using it for the most part. I'm not used to having to pull the slack out of the bar, and I wasn't doing a good job doing this here. So I think it'll probably be back to the stiff bar pretty soon, but every now and then I think I might throw it in just to mix things up a little bit. And I was pretty happy with how these moved overall. They weren't exactly fast, but I was happy with my form and the consistency of all the reps there. Other things I want to know about this week is I actually trained all 3 days in a row. So I trained Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, only because I am going to Nashville on this coming week, and I'm going to try to train on Sunday and Monday. So I wanted to give myself a little bit more rest because the training ramps up past this deload week. Here's some more sets for bench. Really playing around with numbers here. Doing sets of 5 is something that's been different for me. And since it was sets of 5, I didn't really pause that much, if at all. There was a couple reps where I think I paused a little bit longer than others. But since it's 5 reps or more, I'm not really going to try to pause too much, just more control the weight. And these felt pretty heavy, but benching 3 days in a row, they felt pretty good. And I think I did a good job here of kind of keeping my elbows tucked on the descent and trying to flare and push back at the top of the lift. So that's that. Looking forward to taking a couple days off and traveling and maybe getting some training in a different gym and getting back to the grind, so to say. So we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.